Hello, and this is not an Unexplained Possibilities podcast. No, instead, this is a live yapping at midnight. And as you know, usually for these, Bonnie joins us and edits or anything like that. It's what you see is what you get. so,
Oh
and
God.
since this one is live, well, you should be getting a show. Normally, I would cut them up into about 35-minute parts, but you know what? Today's Friday. It's kind of a special day. Not really, but I'm just saying that. And, Bonnie has a little bit of wine, so we might get her like somewhat buzzed, and she's going to tell us all the secrets.
Oh Lord. Don't expect too much.
Okay, well, we already know
No.
about the butt
It's just
plugs.
Friday and I'm happy about that. Oh, what?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oops.
Okay, so yeah. To start things off, the raid Area 51 thing, Storm Area 51, whatever
Mm.
you want to call it. What what's your take on that dud of a thing?
I I think it's kind of one for this media hype, whatever. We've got to have some news, so let's have something somewhere. But whatever, I don't know. I think it's kind of pitiful, to be honest. I was like hoping a little bit more. Something, at least. Something. Not nothing. Like, it was funny because my nephew that's like six in first grade was like, they're supposed to, like, I'd come home early for work. They're supposed to at 4:20 they're supposed to, and they're like waiting around looking, staring at the TV on YouTube. Like there's something big was gonna happen. Him and my son, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is like they they talk about what happens if there's a zombie apocalypse. Guys, this is it. These kids, this is it. You all just don't. I mean, like, nobody's even realizing we're holding these fucking little screens in our hands at 24/7, staring into space. You ask, I would say, test your if you have kids or nephews, or if you just know some random kid walking down the street, ask them what continent that Egypt's in. See how many know that. It's sad.
Actually
It's
just
sad.
broke my heart. I hope everyone would say Africa.
Well, let's just ask, find out. No, I'm telling you. Some of them won't even realize it's a. They'll think it's just bad. They don't teach geography the way they should. It's just we are in the zombie apocalypse, folks. It's just It's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. It's not a flesh-eating disease or anything. It's a brain rot.
And I'm so happy you mentioned teaching, but I will get to that in one
Oh,
second.
oh.
I will. Oh, gosh, will I get to that in one second? Okay, so with the raid Area 51 thing, I don't know if you guys listened to a couple of the videos I put up about it, but I pretty much said I expect nothing significant to happen. And as soon as the guys who created it as a joke backed out, I knew it was like, okay, so they're gonna make a festival or something, which they did. They're calling it Alien Stock, which isn't a bad idea. That's actually
So,
going to bring a lot of money to those little small towns. It's really smart.
mhm.
But, if anyone actually expected something to happen, it just, bad news for you. Unless the numbers actually showed up. If 300,000 people actually
Oh wow.
showed, oh, you bet your sweet buns something was going to go down.
Well, something happens because, like, these little towns like this. Because, see, I live in a town that's, our town was actually on TV tonight. I didn't watch it because, but, and you'll be interested in this one. It featured on what is it? Ghost Brothers. There's a, and in fact, it's, I used to babysit a little kid that lived on, like, right down around the corner, and I hated, well, we tease even to this day now that she's a grown up. And I'm like, man, your house was so haunted. It was so tense, and I hated it going every morning. That it was just, there were certain times of the day, early in the morning, always weirded me out at her house. So it's like that whole side of town is just kind of weird. I mean, it's literally about 4 blocks from my house, to be honest. But yeah, so it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of things that have happened on my little side of town, but yeah, little towns like this, they're not meant for like. We have like 4,000 people tops, right? And that's like big for us. And if you're to, I couldn't imagine, it would just trample this town. There would not, our police force couldn't handle it. I'll be honest, or just, it couldn't handle it. So it'd be kind of a nightmarish to be, it might help financially, but I don't know if it would make up for all the fucking damage it would do in the long run.
Yeah, I suppose so, but...
So if something like that happened here, I'd be afraid. I'd like, let's just leave. It's bad enough already.
Okay, so, Leash and NA, sorry, I don't know who you are, NA, so just NA, or should I just say nah? I kind of like that, nah. So
Narcotics Leash, Anonymous?
Well, I don't know,
yeah.
But hello, Leash,
Do
and hello, nah.
That could be done so many ways. Hey, guys.
Yeah, nah, I like that. Or maybe I should just, like, try my southern, nah.
Nah. Nah. Yeah, nah.
Welcome to the chat, nah.
Nah. It's funny.
Yeah, that raid Area 51, I don't know. It's just...
I would do it. That is so jinxed. I said at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it was just a joke. Somebody made some money. I really did, though. In the back of my mind, I was hoping that, boy, I hope hundreds of thousands of people show up and they storm. Because what can you do? If this country, if this government really shot people, tax-paying people at that, trying to see what's up, oh, we're having a revolution, folks. And honestly, we're long overdue for one.
Let me tell you, and it's funny because it'd be like, I couldn't imagine these people, it just had even, let's say even a third of the amount of people showed up. It still would have been overwhelming. And, because let's be honest, the groups that were going to be there are probably not, the best of societies. The sad thing is they probably don't give any two cares about, like, if there is real aliens or anything. They're more about, are they going to have shrooms though? Is kind of the whole main.
Bunch of freaking hipsters.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like that is the part that's really kind of irritating about it. It's like, gosh, I don't mean to sound like a weird, like an asshole when it comes to, what is that one big thing they have in the desert that everybody talks about? To me, it's just like, I don't think it's really, Man? Yeah, I just don't think it is. It is what it was meant to be at one point. You know what I mean? Like, now it's just about, it's almost like a desert rave is all it is to me, in my opinion.
Well,
there's nothing spiritual or I guess depending on how much LSD you take.
I'm not sure, but I want to say Niema actually has gone to Burning Man, but don't quote me on that. I need to ask her.
Right. Well, and that's a very interesting topic because, I know that there's some neat things that I've heard about them, but I don't know if that's how they really are now. I know that freaking Hollywood has kind of like overrun them now, and so it's starting to lose its flavor.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I was ever interested in it. Why do I want to go to a desert and do nothing?
Dress up in cosplay? It's like, why?
The only thing I would get out of that is you might see some naked chick. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, I'd be miserable as sin. They play sucky music. It's too many people. It's nowhere to go.
So much dirt.
Oh, gosh. and my cat would miss me. So no,
Your cat would totally miss you. You can't leave her.
no, she's actually on the couch right now sleeping. So
Aww.
yeah, she was staring at me like, so are you guys gonna go live or not?
Well, he was like, come on, I'm waiting.
So I can go to sleep now.
I guess you're like annoying me otherwise if you don't do what you're supposed to.
Pretty much.
Cats, I love it. Cat, that's the cat for you. It's like they're so bossy. It's the best.
So, okay. I have to mention this. I won't say names. I won't say schools. I don't know any of that, but I will say that I already was worried about the American school system. I already didn't like it. I'm very outspoken about it. And the other day, Bonnie just showed me proof on how stupid it actually is.
Mm, mm. Oh, yeah.
And how old is your youngest?
My oldest,
No, youngest.
my youngest is 10.
10.
My
Okay.
youngest is 10. Yeah.
Has he ever been outside of the country?
No, nope.
Is he going outside of the country anytime soon?
No. I wish I could take him that way he could learn, but no.
Will he be going out of the state anytime soon?
Probably not.
So pretty much as of right now, his distance is your home, your mother's home, and the school, and a few other little fun places.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now that we got that out the way, why the heck is he being asked such a question?
Homework questions.
I'm
Yeah.
going to read this out, guys. All right?
Okay.
Because this is how annoyed this made me. Directions. Imagine that you're an immigrant coming to live in Texas. What's it like? What is life like in your new home? What do you miss about your homeland? Complete the table below, then share your ideas with a classmate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The country I moved from and language I speak.
Now, can I put here that I'm in Texas?
5 items I packed in my suitcase.
Now, does it matter?
New foods I eat. How my new house is different from my old one. What the?
Are they expecting us to put like, we have air conditioning?
I mean, like, seriously.
Does anybody realize that? I mean, for those that don't know, honestly, America's really behind when it comes to technology. We really are. They have better wireless, cell phones, cell phone provider. They honestly, when it comes to technology-wise, they have it so much better in so many ways. I would say the only thing that we may have it a little better than in most places is, and I don't want to say that because I don't really agree, is like the whole healthcare issue. I mean, like maybe, I don't even know, and to be quite honest.
Oh, hey, Grave.
I mean, how do you know? How much do you know about the health care in different places?
Oh,
No,
I know a fair amount about, because, I speak to people from different countries
right.
all the time, and, well, let's just say we are very behind on that.
That as well. See, and why is it's almost like it feels like with that homework assignment, it's like we're just better than everybody. Like, you guys don't even have electricity. So I don't know. I just felt that way. Yeah. And I know it wasn't meant to be that way. I truly know that it was not meant to. But it just, that's how things are. That it's just, instead of that's the thing. I'm very one-on-one with my kids when it comes to different things. Like, they know I have friends from different countries, and we talk about it, and and they've talked to people from other countries and stuff, and I try to kind of encourage that. Now, I live in a very small town that is very, trying to put it in a nice way. thumper, Bible thumper, and I'm not saying it's, well, okay. Bibles are okay for some that need it, and I think that it's great. Everybody needs something that they can go to for encouragement, or if it empowers them. I don't care if you use Superman. If Superman is who you need for empowerment, you know what? By all means, wear that Superman shirt, please. But when, it gets to the point of, oh, well, I can't, look at those tarot cards, as my nephew calls them. No, and tarot. I said, what? It's not a carrot. It's a tarot. Tarot or tarot. But tarot, okay, whatever, kiddo. Now, he'll ask me, and they let me do his cards. But I'm just saying, a lot of kids will like, oh, no, those are the devil's cards. It's so
Bible Belt.
Understood. It is so misunderstood. People don't realize that it's that is where a lot of negativity and a lot of demonic or nasty things come from, is that thinking alone. That's where it's created. That's where it's born.
And hello, Angie. Welcome.
Hello, Angie.
Gosh, I kind of want to do that like the Resident Evil 4 guy, which Bonnie, you're like, who? That's okay. Grave, if he's still in here.
And not that, wait, is it, hold on. I'm gonna like try to pat or toot my own horn, but isn't Resident Evil like where the city's burning underneath?
That doesn't sound right.
Which one is that? I was not gonna hold on. I was gonna say a band name, Cypress Hill, but it was something Hill. Which one's that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on, somebody knows. Hold on. Something Hill. Silent Hill.
Oh, Silent Hill. That's
Isn't it? Game.
Okay, yeah, it's a video game and a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the movie wasn't bad, surprisingly.
No, it really wasn't. It had me like pretty creeped out. Just the whole hey, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And not to mention though, it's it's in Pennsylvania, the real town, right?
Well, it's no real town, but it's
there is a town that burns. Yeah, there's a real town that burns underneath.
Yeah,
in Pennsylvania.
Somewhere back there.
That's pretty cool to me, though. You can go, like they call it, there's like this graffiti highway, I guess you can go on, because people don't go through the town or use the highway there. And I think that's pretty neato.
So, but no, I was talking about Resident Evil.
My bad. That's the zombies, right?
Yes. Okay, you're on the ball, but you're probably thinking of those terrible movies.
No, I'm just thinking of back in the day when there was like the vibrating hand controllers. Back when you still had corded ones, and I tried to play it one time in the dark. And my husband was Jacob, the big boys, my oldest two dad, and I threw that handset hard as you could across the room because I got attacked from behind, and I remember that so well. It was awful. I don't play video games anymore, obviously.
In part 4, there's a merchant, and I just like how he shows up and just
here's this boy.
What you buying? Thank you. He's just hilarious.
I like your voices. That one's different. I've not heard that voice yet. That is new. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, there you go. That's how I'm gonna greet my dates.
You could totally do like what are they called? Like for people's. Like when their text goes off, what is it? Text alerts or text tones? That would be great. Something like that.
Fun thing. A fun fact, actually. Angie actually uses one of my little me trying to speak her language for a text notification.
Hold on, what did you say? Because I have to hear this.
I think I already told you. Like every now and then, I have a habit of calling someone a heifer, which, as you know, I did that earlier. And yeah. And she was telling me how to say "you heifer" in Slovakian, and I, stekreva, and she just, I sound evil, just stekreva.
You do make it. Well, it's almost, yeah, I don't know why you make that language sound so angry.
Oh my gosh, she said the same thing.
It's kind of
like oh my god, Melvin.
It's like German. It's like even when in German, if ich liebe dich. Like it's like ich liebe dich. It's like that does not sound very kind at all, but it is. I love you.
Yeah.
Ich liebe dich. They don't sound very nice. It's just there's some Say that one more time, Melvin. You turned.
Stekrva.
You just made it sound so terrible. I think I'm going to start using that. Well, I don't think I could say it with the amount of hate you say it.
It's no hate though.
Stekrva.
I mean,
No.
but yeah, she was saying, why do you sound so angry like that? It's like, well, apparently it's all the inner hate that Mr. Rogers has to go through in a different language.
Stekrva.
Stekrva.
No, I just don't say it as mad as you do.
I don't mean to. I mean, I'm not supposed to, apparently. But it just happens. Stekrva. Ako se váš?
Okay, say ik British.
I can't say that.
You can't?
No, I cannot.
Well, French always sounds happy to me, so I can't. Hold on, I'm trying to think.
Bonjour, comment allez-vous?
See, that's about as happy as I've ever heard you sound. Hold on. Say, do you know any Japanese?
Toyota.
Arigato.
That's terrible. I'm gonna get shot.
See, I even know one. It's like arigato. And you say Toyota.
I mean, that's all.
That's a a head slap, guys. Palm to the head.
Yes. Arigato.
You're angry again. I mean, like, I can just see you grabbing your freaky little goatee and slinging it. You're on right now. If you had one.
Oh my god.
That is.
Come on.
Yeah. So.
Domo arigato, Mr. Rorato.
Oh god, there we go. No, we didn't. Take it.
And then from Samurai Showdown, there's, I don't know what this means, if it means anything, but yo-yo sip sip.
I don't think you can. I couldn't take it serious if somebody yelled that at me. It's like,
yo-yo sip sip.
It's like, excuse me, bless you? I don't. Like, that's one of those things that you just answer with a question mark. I wish sometimes. Do you ever wish you could, like, just have these, like, what are those called over your head? The caption bubbles?
Yeah.
And so I don't have to talk. I can just do that instead.
You know what you should do then? You should actually get some flashcards and just
carry them around and
just
start
carry
holding
them
it up.
around and
Just shake my head and hold it up instead.
Yes.
Because I would totally do that.
There you go.
Because there's some things that just don't need like, it's too much energy for my mouth to, like, spew the words that are, no.
But
there's a lot of ignorance nowadays. It's terribly sad.
it is, but, it is what it is, unfortunately. But that's my take on different languages, so,
Yip. That's like pip pip. Cheerio.
Pip pip cheerio. Right.
And I said I sounded so white. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Cheerio, mate.
Oi.
Oh, see, I threw an Australian accent at the end.
Well, now we need Rose to pop up and, like, put another shrimp on the barbie, yeah?
Do they really say that?
I don't want to say yes, but yes.
What's a Barbie anyway? Is it a barbecue? I see. I'm seeing like a Barbie doll.
Oh, Bonnie.
It's like, why would you put a shrimp on her? Why?
Jeez.
A Barbie.
It's a barbecue.
I'm from Texican. I'm Texican. I am from a part that it's Tex-Mex.
I mean,
not...
now you just reminded me of King of the Hill when Khan moved in, and they asked him, "So, are you Chinese or Japanese?" And he's on the ocean, Southeast Asian country. So are you Chinese or are you Japanese?
I had a coworker at one point that his kid said, "Do you speak hold on, he tried to say Japanese and Mexican in one word by accident."
Oh my God.
He said, wait, Spanglish. No, it was like something like it was like, I can't remember how he did it. It was like Japanese and Spanish at once. But it was so funny. Is that some of that and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't remember how he said it though. It was so cute. And I about lost myself because I don't even know where he thought where the Japanese part had come in. But yes, it is Spanish, dude. Because I understand it. This is going to sound funny, but if the person speaks to me in Spanish, probably a lot slower than they would probably talk to one another. But if you're trying to get something across to me, if you talk slowly in Spanish, I comprehendo. I get it. I get it.
Yo soy tu papa.
No, you're not.
That's all I know. The only reason I know that is because the Star Wars. Like I would just.
Yeah, I know, that's so creepy.
That's the only reason. So
that is very terrifying, actually. Yo soy tu papa.
Yeah. Yo soy
That's very
tu
funny.
Papa.
I don't know why that. No.
No.
You just ruined. You ruined. I will never be able to watch that part of Star Wars again without.
Yeah, so I just like adding little voices to it sometimes. It's just hilarious to me.
See, though, that's the thing, though. It's like I will never be able to watch it again without that.
Yeah, exactly.
What you just did, popping in my head. And so you just had to. Anybody that's listening just had. I'm sorry, guys. This is how you will forever deal with Star Wars.
I don't know why I was watching it in Spanish. I think it was just on.
So that is a good question to ask, too.
I hope that answers your question, Grave. It was just on. And
thank you, Grave, because, that's a weird thing to do.
But it fits so good.
I can understand putting it on in, the... what is it? The subtitles?
Oh, the captions?
Because sometimes it's kind of funny to watch those. But hear your own language because it's just too much going on otherwise.
Yeah, okay.
And especially if you don't understand the language. And but looking at it, it's different. I can see the yo soy tu papa because I know where they put the little accents over the letters in this. I can see it in my head. It's great.
So, okay, so.
Okay.
So,
damn it.
Speaking of people and things you'll never forget, I have to bring up your best buddy.
You like doing that. She's like a hemorrhoid.
I know
She's like a hemorrhoid.
Yeah, it annoys you so much, and it's like...
It does, and it flares up, and it's just...
and you're never going to get rid of it.
Oh, my gosh, this chick. I'm like, she's trying to be Amy Ellen of the Dead Files now.
Well, we have to give the people some backstory, because they have no idea what we're talking about.
Ahoy.
All right,
yes,
so, medium from the frontier of the last...
I'll say it.
Well, I would prefer you not, but...
Okay.
Let's not give her any free publicity. But... okay, so she always claims to be a psychic medium, demonologist, blah, blah, blah. She exclusively speaks to Archangel Michael. She's seen, not Jesus, Yeshua. Met with God once or twice, and her abilities came to her after she choked on a hot dog and had an experience.
Sorry.
So...
that she didn't have to put that part in.
I know I didn't have to, but I just like saying it.
No, she didn't have to add that. Why would she even feel like it needs
to be fair, I kind of get it. I just say she choked on a hot dog. She really didn't. She says she had an allergic reaction, but I think choked on a hot dog sounds funny.
But it still wasn't to a hot dog.
Yeah, it was still a hot dog.
She's wanting to put that visual in people's head. I'm telling you, this girl's crazy.
Well, okay. So... every now and then, I bring her up. I'll send a video to Bonnie because I crack up about it. I don't take her seriously unless she does something says something pretty stupid, and it just gets to me. With Bonnie, it's just instant dislike.
Yeah.
So,
well, I just feel like she's leading people so wrong.
Well, and again, she claims to be a psychic medium, demonologist. For her being a demonologist, from what I understand, she didn't study Latin. She didn't study any type of grimoire. She gets all her information from her quote-unquote spirit guides, Archangel Michael, and at the moment, Ed Warren, which was one of the things that actually set me off.
Yeah. Honey, it's too soon. Even though it's been a while, it's still too soon.
So... she every now and then she'll get people who call her clients, as she calls them, but according to her, she doesn't actually get paid, so I don't think you can actually call them clients. But whatever. Today she posted a video that I happened to see with, well, I won't say the person's name. It's not her fault, but anyway, I watched this entire thing, and I'm just like, what the heck? And clearly, I really think the woman who called the psychic medium, I think she really is having some type of issue. But
Mm.
if you listen to the psychic medium, it's like, what are you talking about, lady?
Mm.
And and no, Angie, no, I will not get over her.
That's what I know. It's yes, though I don't blame Angie because it's like she tries. Angie Melvin tries to kill me with her.
It's
It's
mostly the
like
mess with Bonnie,
it
but
is domestically, but this woman is an idiot. I don't even know what she looks like. Y'all know I don't, I don't like try to judge people, but this chick, she even looks crazy right now.
yeah,
And
I
this is coming from me. I have tattoos all over. I am pierced. I'm. I understand crazy, but this chick legit looks like she just kind of walked out either of a crack house, or my son will call it a trap house, or or a mental asylum.
so you can know Angie's on your side. She said, "I'm killing her. I'm killing Angie with the chick as well."
Hey,
So,
poor Nancy.
but seriously though, this video it was somewhat disturbing because of what she was saying and the advice she was giving, and she has a hard on for black tourmaline for some reason. I think that's how you say it. I that those
Tourmaline.
names. Tourmaline. Thank you.
Yeah, I do love black tourmaline. But it's yeah.
And so, Bonnie, what's your take on that? Because I know you saw the video, and you're someone who's actually encountered demonic entities, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you gave advice to people that
Well, and the
don't.
thing is number one, she's like, she is somebody to me. Okay, this is a person that gets all their like. This is if I would go for all of my alien experience to a fucking movie. This is somebody that's all she's done. She's watched too many movies, seen too many paranormal TV shows, and that's so she's like, this is what I want to do, and this is just how I'm taking it. She may have experiences or I thought, oh, maybe she's had a few encounters or something, whatnot. But now it's almost like it's either she's kind of delusional, she needs some help, um, because somebody that's like that, she's always in the astral realm. I don't know anybody that spends more time in the astral realm than this chick does. She's like at 90% of the time hanging out in the astral realm, kicking demons' asses, and buddying up with people like Ed Warren and like having astral sex with her. So what's it called? Twin flame.
Yes, her twin flame.
And this is serious, legit, people. I'm just breaking it down in a sadly honest form. And if she hears it, she would not be able to deny that. It's just okay. If I have ever happened to give you a summary of this person, that's what she does. She hangs out in the astral realm, kicking demons' ass astrally, but she's always having to be saved by people that have passed away that are like famous, like Yeshua or Ed Warren, or I'm sure Lorraine is coming soon. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I he already saved her.
Oh, she
Um,
has. Lorraine
yeah.
has already saved her too.
So the
See?
demon in question apparently visited
Oh
her,
shit.
and this is the other thing she does. She tends to put herself in the story of
I
other
love how
people
she's always
somehow.
though. If she's such a badass demonologist, why is she always needing saving?
Yeah, but this demon he showed up to her house and he was spitting black goo in her mouth, and Ed just showed up and helped her out, and a few other guys did, and then the demon was morphing into some handsome guy, and now she believes it's an incubus demon. I don't know. And her guys were telling her, "Hey, it's a demon, stupid." So I don't know. Take that as you will.
Well, and see, the thing is, there's something about this supposedly sketch that she sketched, and I will give if anybody can give me like a what's it called, reverse image search or something? Because I'm telling you, she did not do this. I
I'm
just feel it
telling
deep in my
you,
bones.
she did. She's actually very artistic.
You believe her, though.
It's not that
I'm
I
telling you,
believe her. I've seen her
you've
work.
seen her. You can see her sketching. If you've ever been, I'm telling you, this woman also says that she's kicking ass in the Elster realm. Do you believe that?
I don't believe that, but you can
But
still
why do
be a
you believe
good.
the other? I
You can
don't.
still
She's
be able to
crazy.
draw
She's
something.
crazy. She's crazy.
Some of the craziest people in the world are very artistic.
I'm thinking her artistic stands up in her brain where she comes up with these ideas. And it just is like, really, she needs to be writing stories. She needs to be an author of horror or something, but not
No,
try.
no, she should never write ever again.
Well,
No.
okay, she needs direction completely, honestly. But I mean, she don't need to be acting like it's truth, is what I'm saying. If she used her brain to just go off into the wild like she does and not claim it to be true, it probably wouldn't sound so crazy because we would know it's fiction.
Yeah, but then saying
Just
that, some of my experience, well, I don't really have experiences, but some of the mess that's been brought to light for me has been pretty nuts and unbelievable. I mean, who would really think, like, oh, yeah, so there's this chick who's from a different universe who kicks it with you?
yeah, but it's not freaking like Yeshua, or it's not the devil himself,
Well,
and
I'm
it's
not in the
nobody
cool
famous.
kids club, apparently, so.
No, but that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
though. Those things are most of the time you don't deal with the famous ever when it comes to and this is something when I was going through with my mentors, like if you get a person that's telling you that they're talking to somebody famous, if they're Marilyn Monroe contacted them from the dead and wanted to give you a message, you better run from this person. They're just trying to get money from you. And that's the thing. This is who this person. It's her. I mean, unfortunately, she's. I don't. If I do think she's wanting the money, obviously, but I think she's just wanting. This is the sad thing, and this is where I do truly have empathy for her. I think either she's very lonely, has low self-esteem, and so she uses these things to make herself feel important. And instead of actually doing the work it takes to give people the correct kind of help, she kind of skips all that, and it gets kind of lost in translation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And
Honestly, I didn't. This what I do, and when I help people is funny because I never intended for it to happen. I just left a very abusive relationship, and so these things that I had dealt with since a kid came flowing back. It's like, oh no, I've never been gone. You've still always known that these things exist. It's just you've forgotten how to ignore it. And I was literally laying in bed, and this thing blew on the back of my neck, and I tried to. Well, I sat up, but I tried to act like I didn't notice because it was like that instinct. Even then, even though I was going through so much and I hadn't been trained in any way or knew how to deal with it, instinctively I knew, do not let it know that that you know it's there, because if you react to it, it's only going to get worse. And I knew that. And so I was like, oh, I set up. And I'm like, shit. You know what I mean? I was like, I already gave it a little bit something there because she acknowledged me. And so I roll over and I'm like, oh, and I stretch out and trying to go back to sleep. It's like, you can't really play dumb with these things. But I knew at that moment, it's like, it's like, what the hell's going on? And so when I had to deal with that at my lowest point, it was like being kicked while you're down,
yeah.
just a big old kick to the ribs while you're already laying there, helpless to get up. And I don't know. I just finally was like, why am I hiding this? I mean, I'm experiencing these things, and if somebody else if I can help them through it, then let's figure it out. And that's when I went to, the psychic she wrote that tarot to read. I'm going to have to start saying it like my nephew because it's too cute. Tarot reader. she was just amazing. And it was funny because she had said things that absolutely nobody else in the world could have known by just simply looking at my natal chart. And I'm going, oh my gosh, this lady doesn't know that I have a family member that's annoys the hell out of me, and because they're so opposite, and that would have been my sister. And she says, well, you need to learn to love this person, but whoever is, because you have a child that's just like them. And my sister and my son have the same exact birthday, my oldest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was like, holy shit. And I started laughing because there was no way she knew those things, that, the oddity that my son was born on my sister's birthday. So it was very weird when I started experiencing those things. And she was the one that set me up with Chuck Murphy, the person that I mentored under, and so forth. And but
you already said it. Just keep going with it now.
Well, yeah. Well, let's just kind of roll into it.
No edits either. Darn it, Bonnie.
Oops.
You picked the one time.
I don't care. You know what? If she wants to, I will throw this out there. I will help her open up her gifts. You know what I mean? If she truly wants to help people. But you know me, Mel. I don't I don't play. I'm not going to bullshit with you, and I'm not going to polish a turd.
It wouldn't matter because
she wouldn't. She would think she knows.
Yeah,
she
she's at the top of her game. She fights demons and things.
But I don't understand. If you're a badass at it, why are you always having to be saved?
I don't know.
And why is she always being sexually assaulted?
Honestly, I think she's just horny.
I think she's is she doing astral porn?
Well, she might. I mean, I don't know. Wow, 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 wow. Hey,
I don't think that's the music they would be using. Hold on, I need to figure out we need to come up astral porn music. There's a lot more, I think, drums in that. I don't know. Don't get me going. I'm going to stop. See, Melinda's like a sore.
So that's terrible. She will never come on the show. If she ever hears this,
you better run. If any of you guys out there have listened to her, and because she can be believable, because you, Melvin, yourself was at first believing some of it. I'm like, no,
yeah, well,
I don't think she's legit.
This is what happened here. It was this other moron, Lance Stewart or whatever his name is, and he was making fake Ouija board videos and hauntings and stuff like that, and it was just very, very annoying. And then, I don't know, I was just looking for something, and one of her videos popped out calling him out on it. And it was like...
What was it?
It was a video that she was calling Lance Stewart out and saying his mess is fake, it's not real, that's not how it works. And it's like, oh, well, this is interesting. Then she said her famous, I'm a psychic medium. So...
She throws that in about every 30 seconds, so you make sure you don't forget.
Yes. So I was going through some of her stuff, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, when you hear her story from the beginning, and I'm minus the choking on a hot dog.
Sorry.
It sounds interesting. It's like, oh, shoot. Okay, so near-death experience, I can believe that. Met with Yeshua, well...
maybe.
Possibly. A lot of people say they have, whatever.
Maybe once. Yeah.
Talking to spirit guides, want to help people, and then I saw the videos where she's talking to different folks and this and that. And then some stuff started
clicking.
Yeah, I don't know about this. And that's when you popped up. That's when I was like, Bonnie, what do you think about this? And I was literally going back and forth because it's one of those things where it's like, gosh, I hope you're not a moron. You would send
a couple, and that's the thing though. She might have a couple that number one, she's an edit queen, and she will, she's like one of those. She looks like Max Headroom after a minute because some of her, she edits it to where she cuts off words at times, and it's very obvious. And it's like, okay, what did you just cut out? Yeah. And these will be times that she's supposed to, look, see, an orb. And then there's this cut. I'm like, Okay.
Yeah, and then, her
I saw the
capturing.
splice lady. So, what did you add?
And then her capturing little lights, orbs of lights or whatever, and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. It's weird because some of that I want to say was edited in, but then at the same time, I don't think she would do that because I truly
I do.
believe. Well, no, I believe that she believes that she's something special. Like, I do think that she feels like she's doing something. Other times, it's like, yeah, you're just rightfully out of your mind. At the moment, she's rightfully out of her mind.
Poor thing. Yeah.
And
You got to realize. Remember, Mel? She's left. I'll get you really irritated. She left her cat to die.
that made me mad.
So I'm just
That
saying. I'm going to throw you. This is somebody that is a person that has compassion, true empathy, is not going to do that. You know how I am about my kitty cats and my dogs, and hell, I can't. I've been looking at shelters because I want to get the boys a dog that, um, like a therapy dog. You know, my 15-year-old, he lost his dad 2 years ago, and it's just I think that they need something to kind of help them cope in ways that they don't realize that they're maybe hurting, whatever. And so, um, I was looking at some shelters around here, and I had to stop in the middle. I'm like, all these dogs look so sad, and I can, if I kept looking, I was going to end up with a yard full of dog poo. It would have been bad, Mel. I couldn't do it. These dogs looked like they were so brokenhearted, and it
yeah,
hurt me to look, and I couldn't keep. I looked through like 3 pages, and I'm like, this is not doing good for my aura, man. I'm getting a
yeah.
really
I
bad aura
think
right
you're
now.
you
I'm
can't do
bad
that.
about it because it hurts my heart.
I
It
know
truly hurts me.
my mom is the same way. Even though we argue all the time and we are total
I
opposites.
think it's beautiful that people please adopt animals. Don't, that's just the thing. If you
Well,
can,
the,
please adopt.
all right.
There's so
So
many.
I kind of see it like this. Sometimes I think that what's meant for you, or actually more like what's meant for them, you're gonna go
Oh,
to.
that'll happen. Like
Yeah.
what's funny is my pit bull. I would have never owned a pit bull. My people had me so scared of pit bulls, and she's my biggest baby.
Yeah, there's one across the street that won't shut up.
Yeah, I hear him. It's so cute. I was like, oh, it's a pity. I used to be terrified of them because around here it was like they'll bite children's heads off, and they
No,
made them like out to be witches or
no.
something. It was
The
horrible.
thing with pit bulls is number one, they're actually really sweet dogs. They're a
Oh,
family
lovey.
dog though. It's like if you're not part of the circle,
I know he's outside. He's sad. He wants to be inside with his family.
The other thing is that it's really how they're raised. Like in my opinion,
Hmm.
anyway.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
I mean, and that's not just with pit bulls. I think this is with any animal. If you treat them
And
a
yep,
certain way and raise them a certain
humans,
way, they're gonna be
humans.
pricks. You know,
Yeah,
and I hate that pit bulls get such a bad rap. I hate
it
that
is
people
sad.
go out of their way to kill them. It's
It is
messed up.
terrible. They really, truly do.
So,
And it's like, and there's so many of them. And did you know? I don't know if this is kind of a like weird fact, but black dogs are like the least adopted dog.
I heard something like that.
That's terribly sad. And I guess it's because of, I don't know, like a bad luck. I guess
I'm
type of.
assuming it has to do with bad luck. Just it's just one of those myths that needs to go away. It's like really, it's a dog. I
It's a
mean, come
dog.
on.
What's funny is I have a coworker, and he is straight legit terrified that he can't even like. How do you have a black cat? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what if it crosses? I'm like crosses in front of me all the time. They tend to do that, especially if you're the same. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so I
And
don't
he's like,
know.
but all the bad luck. I'm like, look at him. I'm like, my black cat's good luck. I don't know about you, stupid. And he's a sweet kid. I love him. But it's just like, it was one of those things. I'm like, really? Like, to go hardcore on something, what you call it, superstitious, it's like that. And I'm like, of all the things you could be superstitious on, that. And then, of course, my oldest sends me pictures the other day of stepping on cracks on purpose. I said, you little asshole. I was like, that's really funny, dude.
Like I'm just trying to break your back, mom. Don't worry.
So yeah, that's kind of how we look at things like that. It's a lot of superstitious bullshit that people have believed for so long, and it's like you've got to kind of like somebody's got to step up and just show, hey, guess what? This cat just crossed my path. I didn't, I didn't get hit by a train. Isn't that great? Now going under a ladder,
Uh
to me
oh.
that is dangerous, just because I've seen horrible accidents that can happen
Oh
falling off
well,
ladders.
yeah. You work around ladders too, don't you?
So I mean, yeah, absolutely, yeah, I sure do, and I just know that that isn't like. Don't be stupid. Don't. Why would you walk under the ladder if you can walk around it?
Oh,
Because there's safety hazards. That's
okay, so
just
that's more of a common sense thing.
you would think, but there's some people that they look at it solely on that whole superstitious thing. There's so many of them. My grandma was very superstitious, and some of it's just too funny. It's old stuff that I guess, and I'm sure there was probably purposes or things behind it that happened in the past that made people superstitious. But guess what? People, like, I'm sure that you've been crossed by a black cat before and you don't even realize it. And guess what? You made it. Or
Well,
just
I'm
if
not
something
sure if
bad
they
happened, it just
did.
happened.
No, we're all dead and we're just living in a simulated dream. Because
Oh,
that's
don't go there. That could happen.
well, it could be happening now.
I just need to up my ante in my dream if that's the case, because I don't feel like I'm living the best life. What is it that everybody says nowadays? It really irritates me. I'm living
Yes.
my best life. I'm like,
Um,
no, you're just angry and you're trying to make everybody think you are.
so I'm jumping to something else super quick, but, well, it's not
Okay.
super quick. I'm just doing it. Well, anyway, um, I kind of want to scare people tonight, or at
Oh,
least try to. So
all right.
let's talk about demons.
Okay.
The big bad of the paranormal. What I don't really understand why. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it because how many?
So?
Let's not talk about that one. Um,
Okay.
no. Actually, let's talk about that one because that thing is still popping up every freaking place.
I didn't even get to tell you because I was saving it for today.
Oh, okay.
That the other day, I have people bring me things all the time, and there was somebody that it's really neat. I've met through another witchy friend, but that is actually in my area. Well, about an hour away, but he works pretty close to where I live. Anyway, he works at a prison, and they had a whatever they call it, a shakedown. And in this prison's like, it was funny because I live on the highway, and I remember as a kid growing up, it's like, do not pick up hitchhikers. It was like a horror movie signs waiting to happen. And it was because the prison was off behind this highway. Anyway, they had a shakedown and found and compensated some stuff. And he's like, well, would you like it? And he's like, I'll just bring it, let you see if you want it. And so he had taken from, and he told the prisoner that what he was going to do with it. And he's like, yeah, it was a Ouija board, a homemade Ouija board. Probably about almost 12 inches. It was not tiny, but definitely he could probably hide it in a shirt or something.
Mm-hmm.
Straight, he had made a tiny little planche. I mean, and then so I flip it over, and he goes, I don't know what that is on the back. He said, I was wondering about that. And I said, oh my fucking goodness. I said, that's a fucking, that's a dowsing or a pendulum board. I said, what's he using as a pendulum? I was like, hold on. I was like, I don't want to know. Never mind. It's because it's prison. Like, I don't even want to know what could happen. But he did. You flip it over, and on the other side, with gloves, of course. Like that pendulum, that part, it's kind of had me confused. Like, ooh, what is going on? I'll have to send you pictures of it. It's quite interesting because it's very well done. And he knows this person, whoever did it, knows they know something. They've experienced something, they've dealt with something, or they're tapping in or dipping into things that probably not your normal person of the Bible Belt area does. And I looked and I said, "Oh, it's got this prison energy over it." I said, I told them, I said, I'm gonna have to monitor it for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those things that, it's kind of what I do with the other boards. I have supports that have weird vibes to it, of course, obviously, but I know what vibes come from what. You know what I mean? So that if something happens, I can kind of pinpoint it. If I'm having some weird, and speaking of which, my bottle of water that I got from that place. That's
Oh
really
gosh,
guess
yes.
who? But who? Guess who broke that yesterday?
Who?
Me.
Oh, surprise,
And guess
surprise.
who had really like today? I had like some like things that were not great happen, and I'm not gonna associate those with it, but it is very strange timing because I busted that water, and I didn't want that because the Native Americans called it the waters from a cursed spring,
Oh
and
my
it
gosh,
splashed,
Bonnie,
and
why?
it's because I put it in in glass instead of plastic. I think I don't know. That's why. No, because I like things that I can use for different. Either if it's going to be for rituals
What
or
are you gonna do
for
with some cursed water?
curse somebody.
I mean, oh, that has to be someone who really
I'm not
fried your
going to open
grits.
it unless they really take me off. You're right. This is water, and it was in a baby jar, right? And the thing is, it's been over a year, and this heat this year, that shit should have evaporated a long time ago.
Oh, man, way to go. That's not water, that's the devil's slobber.
Well, it's just soaked into my skin, so
Way to go, Bonnie. Jeez. And I tell you, like, I don't think you should take that stuff. You should probably put it back. Don't do that. Actually,
Yeah.
you know
Well,
what? You just reminded me of a story.
I've brought the Sally House home with me as well, so
Yeah, that was a mistake. But yeah, you
Yeah.
reminded me of a
Listen,
story.
that was an evil laugh.
And what happened was this guy, he was trying to be brave, college in a fraternity, and they dared him to go out into the woods. It was supposed to be Native American burial ground, and the local Native American, the tribe in that area, they said that the grounds are protected by like something that they were calling a Brillo man, which I was like, Brillo man, the heck is that?
That's very
And
strange.
you got to be the big man on campus and everything. And he figured, if I do this, I'll look brave and I'll drop some girls' panties at the sorority and all that. Because no one does it. They go in and then they just run out like, no, dude, I can't do it, bro. You know. So he goes in there and he has a camera. He's trying to document it like Blair Witch style, I guess. And he hears weird noises, like because he was not supposed to be in there. And it's like just real quick, and then pitter patters. And he said that he even heard laughing, but it wasn't like a human laugh. It was almost like it was a crow laughing, just just
Wow.
something weird and scary. So
Yeah.
and then here's the thing: it's nighttime. The crow should have been sleeping. So he goes deeper and deeper in. What he had to do was bring back like some type of marker that they said was in there. I don't know, or water or something. I don't know. I iffy on all the details. It's been a while. So he goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and then he starts saying he starts feeling hot, and he starts getting dizzy, and he starts seeing these shadow figures move all around him. And he remembers hearing a voice, and he said it was a very deep, deep, deep voice.
Mm.
And he could not understand it. It was like, what foreign language are you speaking? And he freaks right on out. And he said that he didn't know what direction he came from. Everything looked the same because it was so dark. and he was just running wherever, and it felt like the faster he ran, the faster the shadows ran. Like they were behind him and on the side of him, they were solid shadows, but it was this one particular thing with this very deep voice.
Hmm.
And he had to stop and get some air, and he was in a clearing. But the problem is, this clearing was totally dead. Nothing
Hmm.
there. No life. Nothing. And he turns around and he thinks he sees a guy wearing a top hat. Not a top hat, what do they call those things? Not a stalker, a bowler. There we go.
A bolo. Bola?
Bolo? I thought it was a
Bolo
bowler.
or bowler? It might be a bowler.
Well, someone in chat will know. So
I love it. Yeah, those are neato hats.
So he sees
Neato.
a guy wearing that and everything, and he runs up to him like, "Hey, hey, Mister, Mister!" The guy stops and everything, but the guy won't face him. He's just not facing him, and at this point, he's like, "Whatever. You're the first human I saw. I need to get out of here. What the heck are you doing here?" And he's asking the guy for help, directions, how to get out, if he can guide him, something. And okay, it's a bowler hat. Thank you, Angie. And the dude says nothing, and
That's
then
creepy.
then all of a sudden he hears that deep voice again, but this time it's speaking English. You
Hmm.
don't belong. Hold up, hold up. You don't belong here. You know, it's just like real freaky, and that's what it's saying over and over and over. You don't belong here. You don't
Yeah.
belong here. And the guy starts panicking, and he grabs the shoulder of the dude. The guy
Hmm.
turns around, and the guy, the man wearing the bowler hat, he turns around and he looks at him, and he said, "Whatever or whoever that was, he's not sure. It wasn't human. Its face had black markings that almost looked like war paint, as they say,
Oh.
and
Okay.
his eyes, they weren't black. You know, he could see his eyes. The problem is they were white."
Why am I feeling like it's either like it feels very vo- like voodoo or houdon. I mean voodoo or hoodoo. I don't know why.
Probably because of the hat.
Okay. Yeah, like that or
So, you know,
oof.
so here it is, this tall guy, white eyes,
Mm-hmm.
painted dark face that's
Lord.
just like freaky and scary looking, and this deep voice. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. You don't belong
Why do you
here.
sound
You
like
don't belong
Hellraiser
here.
or the
What'd you say?
the what's the guy from Hellraiser? What's his name? Like
Oh, I don't know. I'd never seen Pinhead.
Pinhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's that's yeah. You got to remind me of that. The whole voice. You're it's creepy. Well
Um.
done, Mel.
Oh, thank you.
You're wigging me out a bit.
So, um, after the guy turns around, and everything, the college guy, he lets go of him, and he's so freaked out and paranoid he can't even scream. It just, and he tries to run, but he said he felt paralyzed. And this guy in the hat, he walks up to him, and he
Mm-hmm.
touches him like on his forehead,
Mm.
and he said that he felt so much pain and agony and just torture,
That's
and
scary.
he just couldn't take it, and he couldn't even scream out. It was just everything.
So fast. Hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
and
he when he came to, because he blacked out, when he came to, he was in front of the college again, outside of that forest.
that's crazy.
And it's like, what just happened? And it was just like, he remembered that pain though. Like physically, he wasn't injured, but mentally and spiritually, he had something happen.
See, that's one thing that I wish I could go and do and like experience again, or maybe even go live on, because it was a very interesting. A college, the Tawakoni College, it's close to where I am. It's like right, like literally a few minutes down from where I work. I went with a paranormal group,
Oh, well,
and
Bonnie, before you get into that story, I have to say something else real quick.
oh no, no, you're fine.
All right. Well, firstly, anyone in chat, what do you guys think about that one?
That's so creepy.
Super quick.
Now, where did you hear about this?
Oh, in passing, how I always have to go to different forums and everything.
I like it though. It sounds, I don't know, just.
I'm just waiting for someone in chat to say
No,
something.
and I think it's pretty interesting though how it was very detailed at how his memory is, and when those things happen to somebody, usually you don't. I remember I remember details for the lady that I saw as a kid, and I remember details about her that I can still have her. I'm not. I'll have to send it to you. I had somebody draw her for me before.
And, darn it, it is just no fooling Angie at all.
What'd she say?
Totally a creepy pasta, and she is
Is
100%
it?
right. It is totally made up just now by me.
Did you?
Yes, I just want to
I
see
like it.
if I could creep somebody out.
You creeped me out. It's really well.
Yeah, so
So where did you get that? See, I like some of the creepy pastas though. Where do you think they are all, as far as those go? I feel like some of them, or it's almost like an urban legend type thing. That's basically what it is from nowadays generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of them start off from a little urban legend, and then they put their own little twist on it.
What is that one thing that they've caught supposedly in film, and the the rake? I think it's the rake. Because I'm not gonna lie, for somebody that deals with this stuff, the rake truly does kind of creep me out. Like just the whole thought of it, I'm like, but this is something that would be something that I could, the way it looks, I've encountered, I've dealt with something similar. So it's not so unbelievable for someone like myself. So when you see those pictures, I'm like, that's crazy. I know it's like comes from like the mind or the imagination, but I'm wondering where its origin. Listen to me. Comes
Origins.
from origin. Listen, but you know what I mean? Because I don't know. Like the rake is one of them that creeps me out. Slender Man, I think it's just kind of cool, but not. I think it's totally just blah. But it is a cool story. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like it. I think he's a creepy looking character, but not believable. Right?
Exactly.
The rake does look like things that I've come across. That looks like something, honestly, to me that either something a very like it could have been something the Native Americans left behind for protection or for cursing, or it's not something I'm not. I've experienced some weird things.
Oh, I know that.
It's like, okay, why is there this Cthulhu thing over the bed? Like, not really, but it's like this fluffy, not pretty, it's in a black white kind of cloud with these tentacle things that are literally like just sucking up people's energy. And it's not really, I wouldn't call it even an inner entity. I'm thinking this is, usually those type of things are coming from another person's, it's their own psyche, their own, like, let's say that they're a psychic and they're just not dealing with their abilities at all. You know what I mean? Like my sister, like her, somebody like her, and this is something we experienced growing up. And we were told, we don't see these things, we don't talk about it, yada, yada, yada. And I remember my mom and sister were arguing one day, like as teenagers, teenagers argue with their parents, it happens. But when you deal with so much raw emotion and I would say unhandled, I guess you'd call it, not handled your aggression in the right way or dealt with in the, directed in a good way. Well, it sounded like a literal whole cabinet came crashing down and everything on that was in it. Boom, and shattering. And you open the bathroom door, nothing at all. Not one thing, but both of them heard it and opened the door because they were like, well, what the hell? It was like they didn't know if maybe they were so angry that maybe they bumped the wall, but there was nothing that crashed. And so when the energy can be like that, you know what I mean? That you're hearing it physically, both of you can look at each other and like, no, I know you heard it. And there's nothing physically you can look around that it could even explain it, even in the little minute a bit, but two people both experience it at the same time. And then, the same thing happens when a person just doesn't, like, okay, let's say a kid's being molested, and I hate to say something like that, but they're going to bed every night having to deal with that and hold that in. They don't want to tell anybody, and that's a lot of untended feelings and emotions that don't need to be bottled up. And where do they go? They are creating things that don't need to be created. That's a lot of times where things like, what is it called? Like, always tease about Ghostbusters having it, but it was pretty, it's not a ghost, but it's a, help me here, Mel.
You're the poltergeist?
Yes, that's a poltergeist. That's totally that's where poltergeists are created. They're created by us. And really, and the sad thing is, like, here's this child that's going through this horrible thing anyway. They're not dealing with it. They're creating this horrible monster that is only going to fuck with them. And that breaks my heart even more. It's like and sometimes they can be created to mess with others, but they have no control over because they're creating something that is literally, if given enough energy and enough time, it will become an energy of its own. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, the child is not even aware that they're creating it. You're not dealing. They're really just dealing they're dealing with not dealing. You know what I mean? They're trying to sleep at night. And that holding it in, and that's why people don't realize how much mental health is so important. That people that think they're tough, and they really don't ever think that you're too tough, because especially if you start experiencing things afterward, definitely go talk to somebody, because guess what? You're causing your own dealings. You know what I mean? It's too many things. I remember, like, with us, me and my sister and stuff, we were literally kids that were, and it's not that my parents didn't. My mom experienced it too, but we lived in a Bible Belt town, and at the time she didn't know. She just wanted us to be and appear to be normal. Sorry, Mom, but they deal, and they love me for me now, and that's the thing. It was kind of like, I used the whole Dirty Dancing scenario. I said, Mom, if you can't where baby tells her parents, she's like, if you love me, you have to love all of me, not just, I always thought that part was almost just so dramatically beautiful, because it's so true. You can't pick out what parts you love about somebody. You either do or you don't. You do or you don't. There is no try. What is it? Oh, that's
do or
another
do not.
Star.
There is no try.
You do. That's what it is to love me. I'm sorry. Well.
No,
that's probably why I am alone.
No, that is not why you're alone.
Do you know why?
I do know why. It's because, here's the thing. You gotta find someone who can handle all the awesome sauce.
And that's it. There's so much sauciness. Ew. That's just, I don't know. But yes, there's too much to handle. Psst.
The heck was that?
That's my attitude. Or did I sound more like a leaky balloon? I'm pretty sure it was probably a leaky.
I don't know how this was possible, but I think Sweet Pea heard you, because she lifted her head up like,
really?
She has extremely good hearing, which makes me upset when you ignore me like you're doing now.
Psst. Let me get her again.
No, she's done.
Done. She's like, okay, yeah, you got me once. We're finished here. We're done. We're over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Sweet Pea. She's got like this catitude, of course.
Catitude.
It is cute. No, it's like, and if anybody doesn't, I have Mel send me pictures of her in boxes because she loves boxes, and I love pictures of. So I'm gonna get like an inbox full of a whole bunch, and that's fine. Send them all to me. If you get pictures, if you have cats in boxes pictures, send them to me. I love cats in boxes.
I mean,
Is that weird?
it's just kind of odd because here we go. We got this woman all tatted up, tough as sin,
She
punching
wants
some
kitty.
demons or whatever. Like, get the heck out of here. But man, you show her a cat in a box.
Oh, kitty cat. I know, isn't that weird? But they're so cute. It's like, and I'm sorry, but like, let's say Sweet Pea doesn't exactly fit in the boxes that she's.
No, she doesn't.
She looks like a big booty girl, like trying to get, like she's trying to put the skinny jeans on that don't fit.
Yeah, she'll get in there though.
She muffin tops over the box. Sorry. I'm just seeing her in my head. It's so cute. It makes it even cuter for some reason. It's like she's flowing over. And it's like, but she makes sure she gets in it and she stays. And she's very content and happy, and you can tell.
Oh, yeah. So
and that's what I love about it. She's so happy to be flowing over in that box.
I might show a picture of her in a box on stream one day.
You have to. Absolutely. She is a cute girl. Send boxes. She does. It's cute because you've sent me pictures of her sniffing her boxes because, like, what is this? It's so neat. It's like I guess if the delivery guy comes to your house, she thinks it's for her.
Oh, 100%.
It's so cute.
Like she will wait. Like she will sit and wait until I open that box, and
that's my box.
All right, it's mine.
Yay! See, she's so cute. What's the smallest box you think she's gotten herself into?
The smallest box she's gotten into was actually this. It was a little Amazon box. I think I ordered some cologne, and
whoa!
And well, the box was actually too. It was too big for what they sent. It's like, why is this box so
cute? Yeah.
She squeezed herself in that. I don't know how, but she did it.
She was like, some of them have quite like I felt like I needed to give her applause because like, how did you do that, girl? And she's just so cute. She's got her little spots and stuff.
Yeah. So,
and then didn't she find you?
Yep, she found me.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah. So, and little did I know that she has OCD, and she
does.
Has to stick with her schedule, or else she gets crazy.
That is funny. Oh, we found my Kuro. Toby calls this one that comes. He's come up, and he's actually, because Kuro's very, very picky about who hangs out at the house, even when it comes to my friends or the kids' friends or whatever. Like he's got to check them out. But Kuro has a friend, excuse me, his name, Toby calls him Kuro 2.0. He looks just like Kuro.
Oh.
But he's got a more floofy tail.
Okay.
Like, I have to look, and I'm like, okay, because Kuro's got a black collar. I'm talking about, Toby walks in, I was mentioning Kuro 2.0.
And then there's this black cat with gray stripes
on his
belly. And I call them tigers.
Yeah, tigers. See, we've had some that come up and just kind of hang out because we feed. And go in there. Two of them have come up lately, and they hang out because we give our cats a little bit enough food for them to share, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like. And I know there's a lot of cats around my neighborhood, so I just kind of overfeel a bit.
Yeah.
And that
same party over
Kuro,
here.
Well, Kuro 2.0 is so cute because he reminds me so much of Kuro. I've had to double check sometimes, and I'll look at the tail to make sure that because they're exactly alike. It's so unbelievable, except for the tail's more floofy. It's so cute. I'm like, oh my gosh, he almost had me fooled. I was ready to chase this cat down. You're coming back in the house. What are you doing out here? This cat's like, what is this crazy lady doing chasing me? You know, it was one of those.
So,
But he hangs out now. They're friends.
speaking of cats,
Mm-hmm.
I'm only mentioning this because you've openly talked about this,
Yeah.
but from what we somewhat narrowed down, you might have some cat people who
Mm.
visit you from time to time.
Yes.
And for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about extraterrestrials, aliens, ETs, the sky, star people, whatever.
Yeah. Star seeds. That sounds so pervy for some reason right now. I don't know why.
Must be the
But
wine. Um,
it could be. Yeah, no, it's very strange because, yeah, I just, it's very weird. I'm just very different. And it's, well, even when I was little, I've had people tell me, you've got cat eyes. Cat eyes? Like, no, they're people eyes. You know what I mean? It was funny, but I know what they meant, but it was just very weird because my eyes are shaped very different. They're, um, what would you call it? More not almond, but, oh, kind of. They just are definitely not as, what would you call it, round or
yeah, they're not as round.
as most people's. Um, Michadis, yes, it's a very, but they do. They have um, a distinct shape, and it's very weird because people that are like they call star seeds or what is it, hybrids or have whatever
Yeah, the
all the
indigo
things that I'm
child.
right, the indigo. Well, and that's the
Indigo
thing. I've
child.
always I've been called indigo by other people, and I didn't even before I knew what indigo was. Um, and it was just even as a little kid, I've had people. It's like, oh, you were always different, and it was never. They were never saying it in a negative way. Um, they just could see that. I think there were probably people that were low key, open in their own rights, and just wasn't probably out about it. And it was like the weird in me sees the weird in you type issue
Yeah.
or type deal. And they're now these whatever I've experienced, it's not. I won't say it's not scary like I thought it would be because I am like I saw the movie Fourth Kind. I saw like okay, so this and like Signs and ET even those had me terrified, right? And I guess I just always had it as this horrible experience that they're just going to cut on me, make me bleed and hurt. And I'm going to be in an unsafe place, and I will remember and have to feel every moment and recall every moment of it. And it's not
No, it's been quite the
different.
opposite, except
Right,
for some
so
bruising.
I do get bruising that I can't explain, and it seems to coincide. And it's funny because like I do not have long nails at all. I'm very tomboy when it comes to that. So scratching things like that wouldn't happen. But it looks like, and sometimes it's in a ways that I wouldn't be able to grab my own self, which I don't know why I would grab myself that way. But I mean, I try to sit there and think, well, in sleep you can do pretty much anything. But I'm one of those that I sleep so hard that a lot of times I'll wake up with my arms being almost completely numb because I've like laid like I'll fall asleep and like I've stood up before years ago. I remember going to stand up because I heard somebody knocking on the door and I fell flat down because my leg was dead and I didn't know it. I just thought I was going to be able to get up. But so I sleep hard and when you're sleeping that hard, it's difficult to really cause the amount of bruising that I'll get. And it's almost like it's on my inner thighs, like towards my knees. And unfortunately, oddly enough, it's like just around the time of month. It's very weird how it coincides with cycles and stuff. And I'm like, well, okay, so what would the purpose of that be? If this is the case and if this is what's happening, I try to leave my mind open to it because you know what? I've experienced some weird shit. So how am I going to sit there and say, nah? You know what I mean? I've realized that it's not really fair to say nah to that and just to be open to it because if it is that, maybe it's not just that they're wanting to eat us and feed on our brains. Like, why would they want our brains anyway? Please, they want
Well,
something into.
honestly, I
They're
probably shouldn't say this because I don't want to taint his memory, but I am gonna. You guys are gonna get an exclusive here. I am gonna share some stuff from AP that he was telling me Alien Photog after he cut the ET stuff out. And what happened was he started to question them and have doubts and this and that, which is fine. I think that's just totally normal, especially after a few things happened to him. And the problem is, though, he got paranoid. And
mm,
usually paranoia, it'll keep you alive, but, it makes you crazy. And one of the things he said was, I'll never forget it because it kind of was like, this is different. He said, Mel, let me tell you, man, these guys, you can't, they're not all what they're cracked up to be. I'm telling you, especially the Ryan Grays, man. They're demons and they're not they're evil. And let me tell you, you know what they feed on? Blood. And I was like, okay.
and which ones am I scared of?
You're scared of all
Thank
the
you.
above.
Well, which ones are specifically? You gave me chills saying that. You know this, right?
Oh yes, I figured.
And the Greys, the Greys are the ones that.
The Greys are the ones that visit you the most,
Uh-huh.
and you're kind of freaked by them because they just look so different.
And they feed on blood, obviously.
And they feed on blood, but they don't. I don't think they actually do that.
I hope not.
I heard.
Well, they don't make me remember, so I'm
Yeah,
okay.
no, I've heard several things that they actually have a paste that they rub on them that gives them nutrients and stuff. I don't know
A
how.
paste?
Yeah, some type of paste.
It rubs the lotion on the skin.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
I,
Sorry. But that's what that sounds like to me.
well, I don't know how true it is, but I can, again, AP, I know why he said it. I get it. And I'm not going to go into all the personal details of him.
Should I be terrified?
No.
Okay.
It's just one of those things where his life took a nasty downturn. It was just spiraling. And sometimes you just want to blame any and everything
That's going
Yeah.
on this one thing. That makes sense.
So, and that's what happened there. And I also think that there was other outside influence because he once told me that there were some not so nice ETs who showed up,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt weird for him. Like he said that the energy felt different and weird, and the ones who normally visit popped up, and he told them about it, and they're like, "Oh shoot, don't worry, that won't happen
Right.
again." And sure enough, it never happened again.
That's nuts. Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, I do want to say that yeah, there are things out there that aren't so polite and reasonable, and there are just some things you don't talk about. Like if they say don't talk about it.
And
Like
see, that's the thing. It's like as long as I don't have to remember if this is what's going on, it's like, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, if this is happening, I don't want to remember, so please take that into account.
yeah, oh
I'm
no,
trying to be nice.
well, you set your ground rules. A lot of times some people who are a little overzealous. I want to see him. I want to meet him. I want to talk to an alien. I'm like, okay,
Nope.
put
No,
it out
thank you.
there. They're going to come to you, and huh.
Yeah, then they're gonna
And
wonder
yeah, and you
why.
don't have your ground rules or anything. And I can't believe I'm going to say this on live, but I think there's a visitor over here with me.
Oh, one of mine?
Most likely one of yours because it's cold, like chilly.
The lion?
Uh, we will find out. So hold up, guys. I'm going to get this pendulum here and let's see what we can see. Okay. Hello? Is there someone here? I know it's someone here. You don't have to say no. Alright.
Okay, if it was one of my guys, can you answer him, please?
Is this one of Bonnie's? It's a very strong yes. Okay.
Is it my punk rock bee?
Uh, if you heard her, can you do
He
the
knows.
line? Okay, so is it you? Yes.
Belial.
Okay. Did I do something insulting again?
No, no.
You're just visiting. Well, okay. He said yes, he's just visiting. I didn't do anything insulting. I sound like a complete nutbag.
Mm,
And yeah,
it happens. Like, it's funny because with him, and he popped up before I ever actually really, dealt with him. And that was one thing that JD Temple and I would. He's like, no, you're getting like like basically kind of calling for you, girl. I'm like, what? Yeah, whatever. Why? And it's funny because later I had to do um, I guess you'd call it spell work to help somebody keep them from going to jail because it was something they didn't really truly do.
yeah.
And Belial kind of helps with justice and being in people that are dealing with injustice and he can intervene and so forth and I used it for like a little puppy dog that was like literally going to be put down. And I know it sounds funny, but to me, that animal has as much love in life because I feel like animals, the love they can give people is very healing to us as well. So I used it at the same time. It was like the same time, same weekend, used him, I guess you'd say called upon his energy to help with that. And very successful, very, you know what I mean? Like, so I kept the sigil that I used that day, and I've kept it ever since. And in fact, I am, I've been repainting my house, and that's why I'm at my mom's right now. So I've, like my Ouija boards and some of my stuff that's kind of like high charged energy. I put it in this one box while I'm painting, and I put his sigil in there with the Ouija boards and stuff to just, I don't know, like let it, I feel like simmer. You know what I mean? Like not in a bad way, but like just charge it.
Hey, whatever works, I guess. Whatever
And it's
works.
pretty funny because the new Ouija board that we got from a inmate is in there with that, and
Oh,
Belial's energy is all over. Well, because the energy of justice. I didn't even think that I put that in there, but I knew I was doing it for a reason. But now it makes sense now. Maybe probably to balance out any negativity that might have been on that board because I don't know what that dude was doing with that board. It
well,
didn't feel right. It felt very weird um, because I was in an empty room when I got the board and I'm going, ooh.
something
I was
wrong.
like, I don't want to say it was like bad energy, but it just wasn't good either
Yeah,
at all.
actually, speaking of energy, so I've been curious about this for a long
Uh-huh.
time, but you don't really, you wouldn't exactly call on the powers of Archangel Raphael or Gabriel or
Yeah,
someone.
I mean, depending.
Well,
No, there are times.
okay, but for the most part, though,
No, 90% no.
for the most part, you deal with things that folks would consider darker energy,
Scary.
darker beings. And why is that? Do you just feel more comfortable with them?
Um, well, and what's funny is like I started, it was all completely in the light. It was, I wouldn't say white lighty, but I dealt with things that were very high vibrational, very different. I wouldn't say that I'm not saying that Belial or any of them are low vibrational.
No,
That's
it's just a
not even
different
it.
energy.
There is a different vibration though, however. And it was very weird. I feel like at one point, it wasn't like quite like Melinda, but it was to the point of getting, right, this complex of, I didn't understand the importance of and the need for the darker or the things that are considered dark as well, and how important that those things can come into flow as well, right?
Hmm.
Um, thus said is where things would happen where I had to start doing shadow work. I didn't realize it was shadow work at first, and I think it's one of those things that right now I may end up having to go back to the opposite. I don't know, but it's just kind of part of my. I feel like now I know I can go to either or,
Yeah.
depending on whatever situation calls for. But I think that because I had been, I was raised in a Bible Belt. I was raised a Christian things, and even though I don't believe that way now, those are hardcore beliefs and things that are, forced upon you as a child that, it's hard to get rid of those, what do you call them, stepping stones. Like the things you learn in your first 5 years are supposedly some of the most important things you'll learn or whatever, or most memorable. So it's hard to get rid of those kind of behaviors and those patterns, whatever. And so it took a lot of the opposite of shadow work to realize that, you know what, he's not trying to destroy my life. He truly isn't. Nothing worse has happened with these guys around than that was already happening with the white lady things around. Bad things happen to good people. It's just unfortunate, and that is the way life goes. It's how we deal with it and how we accept it and how we handle, the outcome or whatever from then on. That is important. And that is, like, so if we're, like I said, about the little boy in the bed that's not dealing with being, whatever's going on or happening to him, the abuse or whatever, any kind of abuse. It's how we handle things or don't handle them that can create things. Or if let's say there's something negative in this area anyway, and a child is experiencing physical abuse and they're going to sleep and not being able to tell or talk about it. Anything negative that is truly negative, and usually it's something that was living. And I'm not going to say demons. These are people, usually people that have passed away, and they're just mean in life and they're mean in death. They're going to know and they're going to feel that child's pain. And unfortunately, it's like in real life, they're going to just drain that child or that person that's dealing with that anyway. It's terrible, but that's the way it is. It's not per se demons. It's not per se angels that's causing these bad things or good things happening. It is how you don't handle it, how you do handle it, and the other types of things that are around your environment as it is, if that makes sense.
I think it makes plenty of sense. I also think that probably Pearl and Raphael wouldn't let me dabble into some darker stuff.
Well, you're not. Absolutely. Well, and the thing is, it's like, you've dealt with, like, I've dealt with some really, like, some physical abuse to the point of being spat in my face. I headbutted was fun. Not. I'm kidding. I'm being really,
No, I think any sane person knows you were kidding.
Yeah, well, I'm not quite normal, so they might wonder about me sometimes. No, some of the things that I dealt with, it's almost like I have to look back going, God damn, like, I survived all that. And, and then, of course, now I have a child that's come from all of that, and dealing with the aftermath and picking up pieces and realizing that if I don't want him to see his dad, there's evidently there's a reason why. Number one, I don't want my son to have that energy and negativity around him. I know with my older boys, their dad was not like that to them. They needed their dad, and unfortunately, they don't have him. Every situation's different. Every person's different. And my life has just been one of those that it's needed a very much balance of both. How can I learn to fight the dark, like people like my ex-husband, if I don't understand how the dark works, or that sometimes it's just misunderstood?
Bonnie, before Disney Star Wars, you would totally be a Jedi Master.
Oh, I think that's sweet. I think that's very sweet. I'm very flattered. And it's funny, a lot of people that are spiritual, they very much, in a spiritual way, understand the force and how it works, the frequencies of vibration. And, it's very weird because, like, even to the point of the Jedi mind tricks, like, if you realize it's almost a spell he's saying, these are not the droids you're looking for.
Which I know I mentioned a few weeks back. I actually like that. Are you trying to pull? I can't remember what it was for, but it's like you're doing some Jedi mind
Yeah.
reverse
Yeah.
psychology on me.
I love it. This is not the droids you're looking for. Jordan told me, my oldest son, it was so cute. He took robotics in in high school. And they had built these, they were fixing to go to this big robotics show and this competition. And they were taking all their robots down the elevator because it's, and they got to use the elevator for this one. And the elevator door, and their teacher was amazing and cool and freaking nerd and awesome as hell. But somebody was standing outside the elevator when the doors opened with them with their droid, their little things. He goes, "These are not the droids you're looking for." The doors opened, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, that was great!"
I love that.
I thought that was the cutest moment. It's like, how could you not say that? You had to. If you didn't, I was like that. I said, "I love your teacher. He took a golden opportunity and ran with it." I was like, I don't know this man, but I totally respect the hell out of him. Jordan lived off that for days. He'd get tickled, just laugh.
I never had a teacher like that at all.
Wouldn't that be neat, though?
Actually, I think one is getting out of jail this year. If he isn't out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was a child molester.
See, that is terrible. And how many victims he has left behind, who even knows?
Yeah, the worst part is I actually knew one of them. I won't say his name out of privacy, but yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, mind you, this was...
Whoever this is, I hope they're dealing with it. But seriously, if they have any issues, like paranormal-wise, like I said, these things don't just... It's hard. Yeah. And because I've been raped, though, I know that was after after leaving the abusive marriage, and it was like right after I'd just been raped. It was like, dude, I had so much psychic like so many things going on. That's when I caught the tall man shadow at my house that I've sent you picture, the video of. Yes. I was going through all of that at that time that happened, and that was like one big ass shadow. You could not deny what was caught on film. And the thing is, here I was asleep and got this notification in the middle of the night. Because I had the notification set up just in case my ex-husband comes in the house. I wasn't setting up a ghost camera.
Yeah, but I mean...
Unfortunately, yay, look what it caused. It's just, that was like a roll downhill.
And you know what? I'm going to toot my own horn for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I like tooting my horn, so normally I wouldn't do that. No, yeah, I would.
Oh, yeah, I would. He's like, yeah, I would.
So, I've been doing the tarot reading, learning about it a bit more, and last week I wrote on Unexplained Possibilities Facebook and Twitter that, hey, you want free reading? Just, ask away.
No.
And I did quite a few of them for complete strangers, and one of them actually got back to me. Let's see, it's 10 days later, and this was the craziest thing. Like, I'm right, and this is it. I'm saying the exact message. I'm writing you because I'm in shock. You said that soon it was going to appear a person from my past. Today, a childhood friend confessed to me. And this was someone who, in the reading, they said, it looks like you're going to actually meet up with someone from your past, and they're going to have a thing for you. Like, they're going to have a crush on you. And she's saying, today a childhood friend confessed to me. As you said, I'm in totally shock. English is not her first language, but she did a darn good job here. So
I'm impressed. Yeah, especially if that's not the first. Very impressive.
So, yes, I am patting myself on the back.
Yay! See, Melvin, I told you would be good at this.
And yeah, so that was pretty cool. That made me feel good.
Because you are good. See, we all have it in us, and that's the thing. It's like, and we just have, and it, like, look, both of us, I've opened up more to the It's never that I didn't think aliens existed.
You
Let's
just
not go
couldn't
there.
deal with it.
I just no. I mean, like, come on. The other stuff was kind of like just enough.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a
Out of
fair
sight,
game.
out
That
of mind.
well, it was one of those. It's like I handle the other stuff. I don't want to be deal with these two. I mean, like sometimes too much knowledge isn't too much. Like not a good thing. And and the truth is that I had already dealt with so much with talking to people that wouldn't talk back to me, hearing on both with my ears and both with on in front of other people with what are they? The ghost boxes, like the get out, or being growled at, where other people heard it with me, and I'm like, yeah, you heard that. Welcome to my world. I was getting used to not being afraid of that. And so I was okay. And then here's this whole other experience. I'm like, fuck! No. But I think that, the more we open ourselves, we're so capable of so many things.
Well, my biggest thing is this stuff, just being protected.
Oh, absolutely.
That's honestly, that is my biggest fear because I like peace, I like quiet, and I don't want to see nothing. I don't need to hear anything. I mean, feeling these weird things pop up from time to time, that's enough. That's my limit, So I think that's a lot of people's issue, actually. They just want to be protected, like those who believe and are open to it. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
absolutely.
are. I
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very neat. I'm just proud of you, Mel. I have to say that.
Thank you. Actually, though, but yeah, you're the catalyst for all of it anyway, so.
Well, and what's funny is you didn't think you would ever, like even try. And so, like, look at what you've opened yourself up to and what you've been able to be capable of. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Then that's what I'm saying, though, is if you can do it as hard-headed as you were, you're a Taurus. You are a Taurus. Sorry, you're very hard-headed. Angie? I know I've got some back. She's got my back.
Yeah, no, I still love that you told me, like, when I said, oh, yes, I'm Taurus, Libra, Taurus, you're like, oh my God, the only reason you do anything is because of the Libra. Like, you didn't even hesitate to say that.
Well, I don't really hold my tongue much, do I?
No, it's like, oh, that's the only reason you might bend is because of the Libra. Everything else, no.
What's funny is it's like, yeah, because Libra's all about peace and balance, and like, let's not just, let's not bend too much. But I think it's one of the funniest things in the world that, it's, you crack me up when it comes to, you just did not want to think that you could do it, and you really know I can't do it. No. And you have really just kind of like, I like when I need a little insight, because like for me, I can't do there are some people that can read their own tarot cards, and that's phenomenal. I can't, because if it deals with a relationship or personal things, usually my emotions and stuff, because of my empath, being so connected to who I am, I put my energy all over it, and I always tease, I contaminate the cards for myself. So if I'm afraid that somebody's going to break my heart, boom, there's the Three of Swords. You know what I mean? So like, I will create and pull up those cards for myself. So I just don't do it. That's why I'm like, Mel, or I'll call it's you and my friend Kristen. Y'all are the ones. I'm like, help! I need my cards read because I'm like wigging out, and I made a mistake and pulled my own cards. And because mine are not usually always right for myself, because I literally I it's weird. I can manifest it, and it's like I'm even with my magic, it's like I did money spell, and I spend funny. I got a $4 raise a month.
Oh.
But it was like, okay, so next time I need to be a little more specific. I said, because this sucks. $4 more.
Hey, I mean, it was
but Absolutely, it does work. People don't realize it does. And then, of course, because I had added my friend to that spell as well, and I said, "Let me know if you get interested." They got a vehicle. Somebody had offered that it wasn't financial, but it did help them in the same way. Their father-in-law or somebody gave them their the van that they weren't using anymore. So I was like really excited about that. I was like, "So yay! It did end up working for you in a way that was beneficial and of monetary needs and helped you." You know what I mean? So yeah. So I call it successful, especially when my friend gets something too that they needed.
That's awesome. Oh, and by the way, Leash is a Libra.
Leash is a Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. See, that was my oldest two boys' dad. She was a Libra. He was a Libra.
Oh, we got some funny business happening there.
There's a lot of Libras. I always tease. It's like I draw them around me, and it's because I don't know, because I think a lot of times with the Libras, they will try to be so nice to everybody that they don't learn to stand up for themselves. And here's me with my big mouth. Stand up for yourself. I will, because I'll do it for them if they don't. You know me, Mel.
Oh, yes.
Don't.
Rose does not have that problem too much.
See, she must have a different moon sign that helps counter it.
Yeah, probably. And then
a lot of times a Libra will have a hard
Aussie,
time.
So she's crazy to begin
with. Are you implying that Aussies are crazy?
Yeah, those people are nuts.
Well, they cook on Barbie, so yeah.
Oh my god.
Does it see that sound odd?
No, it's not. They say you put something on the Barbie, not you.
Well, what is it doing? Oh. It's cooking something on a Barbie. Like cook on Barbies. I like the way I put that. Excuse me.
Okay, that's the Texan in you.
Bonnie says, Aussies cook on Barbies. What the hell?
That is funny.
I like it. I want to go to Australia one day. I think except for, don't give me any of the option. It's like it's like the most dangerous place to live ever.
It seems like it. Everything there wants to kill you.
Except for the people. Well, that too in some cases, but literally, like, bugs. I mean, like, they've got the most dangerous everything.
Bugs,
it's scary.
Snakes, crocs.
Now, somebody pulled, and I fell for it. I'm not going to lie. The dropping bear.
That stupid thing.
I was fucking terrified because I could see myself walking up underneath a tree.
Don't worry. AP fell for that too. So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hold on though. Have you ever seen a picture of what some people have, made them, some people really photoshopped the hell out of them?
Yes.
And it had me terrified. I got my coworkers with it. Another Texan thing and I've noticed it was like 2 bands that I've seen live before has done it. And it's every time everybody in the freaking audience falls for it. I better have if I do it next time, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself. But I can't remember the first one. It was not Metallica, I don't think. I can't remember who it was, but it was another big band. But the most recent one was Blink 182. They go, and if anybody's heard it, the stars at night are big and bright, and everybody in the whole audience goes, deep in the heart of Texas, and they laugh. They go, "You Texans fall for this shit every time."
Jeez.
Because they love to hear us, because they get so proud of it. It's so funny, but they do. That's all you have to say to a Texan, and they'll have to finish it. It's something that's like they can't not do. If you start singing that first little verse, it's like it comes out naturally.
Well, that's what I'm going to do then when I get over there. I'm just going to have a blowhorn
or something. The stars at night. Yeah, do that. That would be so funny. And
just drive on down.
You'll hear the whole town. Texas. Yes, they'll do that with you. It's so pathetic. But I even caught myself, oh my god, I just did it. I did. I totally was nerding out. I was like, oh no, I'm so not hardcore right now. I felt weak for a moment.
And I think we're going to start wrapping it up. So if anyone in chat has anything to say, want to say something, questions, whatever. Oh gosh, did you break another water?
What?
The cursed water.
Oh. Sorry. You don't say that to somebody that's had children with that.
Oh, well,
Um,
I don't know how that works. But yeah, if anyone in chat has anything they want to ask, say, go ahead and ask away. Say it. You could say, hey, you suck. And I'll say, right on, man. You suck too.
right.
So, and
No, that's great.
but this was a fun one.
This was fun because there was so many different topics, and of course, the whole happy Area 51 Day, guys.
Oh yes. What a freaking joke. Honestly, I'm somewhat disappointed in that.
I is too. I was too, for real.
So, I mean, I knew nothing was going to happen, but still, it's just in the back of your head. It's like, come on, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
Yeah, I
Although,
know. It was like that build up, and then
though, this is something that was kind of weird. I was doing this Twitter thing, like going through the hashtag and seeing what people are saying and posting, hoping to
something.
find something. And it was some chick. And, yeah, she wasn't there, but she was using this to advertise her feet. And she.
What?
Yeah, she's some type of foot fetish chick thing, and she shows her feet. And I was like, what the heck? Of course, I like the feet.
Oh my
So.
gosh! Here we go. Yes.
Hello. Where's the feet? Yeah, so it was just weird. It was so weird. But what about the feet?
Right. I love the feet thing. I can't believe somebody's using it as well. I guess if it's an opportunity, why
I
not?
mean, yeah, if you got it, flaunt it and take it. But it's just so bizarre. It is not bizarre. It is the feet. So oh, okay, Angie. All right. You as an American nation failed today. Big time.
Oh, yes,
Shame.
we did. Yes, we did. She is so right. I cannot disagree. We just need to walk around with it tomorrow, all with our heads down and disgust and shame.
Shame.
We need to. I think I may wear black tomorrow.
You may wear black.
Oh wait, I do that pretty much any day. But should I? What are those called? A shroud?
I mean, go
Like,
ahead.
why are you wearing a fucking shroud? It's like, because look at what we did. We created all this hoopla about this Area 51, and we just sank. We sank like, oh, I was going to use a really big boat as an example, but we sank pretty hard. See, that was
Okay,
just
so
not
this is
okay.
where my mind was. I thought you were going to say like a turd, but okay.
That's like the Titanic. My bad.
Jeez.
I'm going with the haunted side of things.
Yeah, boy, I don't know where I'm at, but
God, you stinky turd, stinky. Stinky sinky.
oh, what? Wear the Union Jack instead of the stars and stripes to show how ashamed you are. Darn.
That's harsh. Proof that they wasting their time in America. Just saying.
Yeah.
Until we get the orange guy gone.
I am safe in my Area 51.
For now. Stupidos. Stupidos.
Estúpidos Americanos.
Why does he speak Spanglish?
I don't know. Go home, Bob. You're drunk. Yes, the tequila is flowing tonight. It is delicious.
Haha, we've tricked them once again.
Yeah. So,
That's the sad thing. We're stupid enough they can sit there taunted under our nose and be like, ha
actually,
dummies.
you might get a visit tonight.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying, it's true. You might get a visit tonight. You're due.
I've been so tired today too. And it's usually
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
a lot.
I think you're gonna get a visit. Watch, you're gonna call me up tomorrow. Well, Melvin.
Right.
Well, no. The good thing is, usually when you get a visit, you don't know. I'm the one who puts it together and is like, I think you had a visit.
Right. And I have to take before pictures of my legs tonight so that I'll know for sure. You know what I mean? Like, just because now that you're calling it.
Yeah, you might get one. And yeah, I don't know. You never know. So, and I am very thankful because apparently Pearl is the one who keeps everything away from me. So thank you. Please keep doing
Right.
that.
She knows you can't handle it.
No, I cannot.
She's
Well,
awesome.
so yeah, I got lucky there.
She's pretty awesome. She's a good guy, a good gal to have around.
Unless I make her like really mad, then it's like, all right, one night only. Have at 'em.
Oh, that'd be bad. You would
I
not.
I do want to say that I don't think that's her personality. Daisy probably, but Raphael and Pearl, I don't think so. I think I hope not anyway. But then saying that, I think this is one of the biggest issues we have when we think of guides or angels or gods, whatever. Sometimes we put them too high on a pedestal and we forget that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're, well, not human, but human. You know, one
Right.
of,
Everything is fallible in its own way. Well, some of them are not, but not as or they're not going to fail as much as us. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, exactly. And one of my favorite gods now, Shiva, Lord Shiva, he has
Oh,
to
that's cool.
be the most like I don't he's not incompetent. That's not the word. He's probably the most human god I have ever seen because he's supposed to be a yogi and teach inner peace and being calm and cool, but he has a very short temper. He's decapitated I don't know how many people. He makes so many mistakes. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing. He lets his passion flow. He doesn't care at times, and I
Mm-hmm.
find that so amazing.
He's an Aries. He's got that Aries vibe. Yeah.
And honestly, it's an attractive quality for a
Mm-hmm.
god, which is very weird because it's like you make sense.
Well, no, because I think it helps us to relate more. You
Yeah,
know, it's hard to. How hard is it to relate to somebody that's that's perfect when we're so imperfect?
yeah, there it is. He's imperfect. That's the word.
Mm-hmm. He's
And
flawed. Yeah.
I truly like that. I mean, he makes
Mm-hmm.
mistakes. He's learning. And I mean, sometimes I laugh at some of the stuff. Probably shouldn't if it's true. I mean, he did decapitate his own son, but he got PO'd.
Well, I mean, how did the kid act? I mean, just playing.
Well, he was actually following
I've
his
got a
mom's
teenager.
orders, so.
I got a teenager, so eh,
But
I'm teasing.
But yeah, it's just so interesting. Like I love his stories. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
against Brahma and Vishnu. You know, I'm sorry, guys. You got nothing on Shiva, man. You guys are well, Vishnu especially. You're just too perfect. Uh, Lord Brahma, though, well, Shiva decapitated his fifth head for a reason.
Right. Oh, that's crazy.
So, but
And
yeah,
that just sounds so harsh.
oh, it was harsh. I mean, the guy has such a temper, and I love it. It's like, come on, man. You're over
I
here in
like
the
it when he
mountains supposed to
decapitates
meditate.
people.
So, I mean, I can't think of any other god that's like that. I mean, yeah, you have some who are jealous, of course. But
uh,
as far as just being that imperfect and having reasons for being that imperfect and willing to admit their mistakes, and it's like, all right, well, let's try and fix this. I can't think of another one, not at the top of my head.
yeah, I'm telling you.
So, and I think that is a good place to end it on a perfectly imperfect God.
That is great.
So, I do hope you all enjoyed this special 2 hour live yapping at midnight. And thank you all for showing up. I can't believe it. Everyone actually stayed, which is shocking.
Really, that is awesome, guys. I appreciate you all, and I've enjoyed it, of course,
Oh,
because I
you
just
say.
love yapping.
So I appreciate it as well. And if you haven't, remember to sub to Unexplained Possibilities. And also remember to sub to Bonnie's YouTube channel. Which,
Raven Moon Tarot.
oh, well, you stole the words right out of my mouth, but okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, yes.
Raven Moon Tarot. And I will
Tarot.
remember I
Sorry.
will remember to put that link in the description I guess whenever this video goes live, I'll do the little editing junk for it. Also, don't forget to follow Unexplained Possibilities on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. And if you guys have any questions, suggestions, or whatever, even if it's a weird offbeat comment, feel free to tell us. We're open to this type
Yeah.
of stuff.
And the one thing is like, I have to just say, keep looking at, because that's where it all is, just, that's it.
Yeah.
Word of advice.
All right. Well, since I wasn't going to say things go bump in the night for this, we'll end it with that.
There you go.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.